Shemai, GTA chums. The high-end apartments are on special discount this week. I just bought one for 700,000 because I wanted an extra garage. I wanted a Porsche garage to be precise, and you can buy ones that aren't so expensive, like 280. But I don't know if they're the same. Let's have a look. No, I'm not going to trade anyone. No, 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 no. Forget about that. But basically, you just seem to be able to select a certain look to your apartment when you purchase it. So I've gone for a moody look. It's called a moody look, but it just makes it look red. Very nice. But I'm going to show you my Porsches. That's not what this is about at all. It's all about the garage. 10 garage space. I've given up my excellent two-bedroom, terrible house, which had well two bedrooms for the cars. That is. It's all about the cars. So I'm going to show you all of my Porsches and what they're all about a little bit. We'll talk a bit about that. And we're going to start with the Comet. This is the first Porsche that I got, the standard Comet. So you can see I've put a little bit of effort into customizing it. It's red like Porsches, and yeah, it's a nice car. It's only 100 grand, so well worth it. But yeah, I suppose customization wise, it's a little bit limited, but it's got decent enough performance. It's quite a quick little car in the sports class, but obviously you're not gonna race it. It's rear wheel drive like most of these cars are. Speaking of which, you can turn this into this with a Benny's upgrade. That's a Porsche Retro Custom. So yeah, if you're going to go on a history sabbatical, this might be the one to do it in. Apparently, it's a bit slower than the standard Comet on the track, according to one of my chums who's into all sorts of business, including adiabatical processes in the atmosphere, which is quite boring. But they are into their cars as well, and but yeah, it's a great car. I think it drives nicer than the Comet, and I've done this golden Benny's tyres, which I'm not sure suits it super well. But the Wee Wang livery looks awesome, and you can build it to make it look nice. I mean, Wee Wang, is that like something from? I think it's from drywidgets.com. Wee Wang, which is our sponsor for today, drywidgets.com. If you have a bit of a dry wedge, go to them and they'll sort it out. On to the next one. There, this is perhaps the most exciting one of all because it's the Comet Safari. This is actually a four-wheel drive, an off-road Porsche, and it's mighty fine. It is excellent off-road. You can go up Chiliad pretty damn fast. Let's have a look at the Chiliad table. I mean, I can't remember. Have I written it down on the Chiliad table? Let's have a look at that. And yeah, it's up there with the best of them. I think it was 1.5 minutes. Yeah, 1 minute 31. So that's compared to the Camacho 1 minute 25. So it's not too slow really. It's close to the Camacho and the Desert Raid. So yeah, you could use it for off road, and it's really fast in straight line as well. But the one failure off road is that it can't go across water. I've not done a review of this car. I got this on the podium as a podium vehicle at Christmas ages ago. That's why it's got the Christmas livery. Notice a ginger look on it. But I have done the upgrades to the top, putting that tyre on. Obviously I've put the ginger wheels on to really complete the look. But you can do an awesome build with this, off-road build as well. They're definitely the best off-road Porsche in the entire game. And next we have the underrated. Actually, that is quite underrated. But this is the SR, the Comet SR. This is a fast car, fast on the track. It's not. None of these are top tier on the track. Of course, they're not for general sports class races, but they are the best of the best when it comes to Porsches, and this is right at the top. Only the Growler is faster on the track, and according to Buffy 1332277, this is faster than the Growler, but I didn't find that on the test track. But my test track's shorter, and it's a different track, so maybe on a shorter track the Growler's quicker, maybe on a longer track this is quicker. I really don't know, but it's a quick car basically, and it's quite cheap as well, just over €1 million. And like I said, the Comet Retro is a cheap one. It's for 700,000, the upgrade there. Just to talk about that. Next, we have the Comet 811. Now these are all based on the Porsche 911, but this one is an interesting one because it's based on the 918 Spider, and if you look at the doodah, it's the spiel. It's about having a semi-electric car, so it's got an electric motor. So this I think is based on the Porsche 918 Spider, one of my favourite Porsches because it uses a twinster system using torque vectoring, a really excellent car, and it does not have the handling at all that reflects that car. So for me, it's not the 918 Spider at all, really, because it just doesn't have the cornering. It's not quite there. And on the track as well, it's good. You know, it is pretty good on the track. But I found a lot of the other comments surpassing it on the test track, to be quite honest. So it fell behind. This is in the super class as well, unlike all the rest, which are in the sports category mainly. Yeah, so that is the 811. Nice car. Oh yeah, it's got a growly engine as well. These ones have kind of wispy kind of engines, but this one is really growly. So this one sounds really nice. But yeah, what we've got next? We have the S2, the Porsche S2, the Comet S2. This is the one people all wang around, and in my opinion, it is a little bit overrated with regards to the Comets. To be quite honest, it's no, don't get me wrong, it's a very good performer on the old test track. I think this one was 56 seconds, something like that, somewhere in that kind of region. So it's still a very good performer, but not the best. But performance-wise, it's great. It is a nice driver, but I found problems over bumps. It kind of spun out a bit easier than the Growler. So the Growler, I think, was a better car. But customization-wise, this has got more customization than the Growler. But you're looking at nearly, was it 1.9 million or something? Growler's 1.8 or 1.7, I can't remember. But they're all over a million at this stage, aren't they? But the Growler is my favourite because this one just drives supremely. On the test track, it got down to ridiculous speed times, like just into 54 seconds, 54 decimal 91. So that is like basically the top, bless me, the top of the tuners class on the test track. That is, before you start arguing with me. Yeah, I know the Sultan RS and the other ones are better at that generally, and I do race the Sultan RS, but I'd race this as well. It's good enough to race. But you look at the upgrades; they're pretty similar to the S2. It's a bit of a lazy kind of introduction of a car, but there are some difference, like these side vents you see that add a different feature. So it depends on what you like for looks wise. That's the main difference, though. But the S2 has slightly more customization options, like you can tear the bumper off, which I'll show you in a minute. Next, we have the electric one based on the Porsche. Is it the Taycan? I can't remember the name. It's pronounced really funny. And it's the electric one. It looks like a Pininfarina or whatever you say. You know, the four-door Porsche. Personally, maybe I'd buy one, a four-door Porsche. Maybe I've got over myself with the idea that Porsche can't be anything other than a 911. But it is a nice car. You can make a nice build with it. Customization is a little bit tad limited. These light up as well, these Pfisters at the back. So for that reason, it's a good car, a recommended car. It's very fast at accelerating. But racing, I found it difficult, to be quite honest, because you need to brake really hard before you go into the corners because it slips on the corners. These wheels spin out like a mo freaker. So I found it very difficult. For that reason, on the test track, I got 57 seconds. So that means that the RS Classic's faster than it. Of course, that is. Rector Previan, but the Growler's faster basically. So and I think the S2 was faster as well, maybe not. Um, Actually, looking at my test track, I can't remember what I've done there. Anyway, that's the Neon. That's the best electric Porsche in the game. It's the only one, but it is well worth buying. I mean, these are all kind of recommended. This one is the S2 Cabriolet. So it's got all the same customizations as the S2. Notice I've taken the bumper off. You can do that with the S2 and reveal this massive exhaust, which I think I've put on the S2. I can't remember. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But you can do some wacky builds on both of these cars. But this one has it's a convertible, so that roof will come down and slide into the back, the rear of the car. But even though it's heavier because of that convertible feature, it's got exactly the same race performance as the S2, except for that you can't stance it. Obviously, it's not a tuner's car, so you can't race it in tuners class races, but similar performance. So I'd say one or the other, whichever one you like, if you're going to buy an S2. But I'd always buy the Growler first as my premium, absolute mega premium choice. Oh, actually, I didn't say as well, the Neon has all-wheel drive, one of the three all-wheel drive cars. Four-wheel drive cars. Next is the Astron. So this is it's not tuners. This is the agency vehicle, so it's pretty quick actually, and pretty quick off-road as well. It has similar problems to the Comet over there, because it drowns in water. You can't ford any streams whatsoever. It's terrible at that. But off-road, it's good. It's pretty quick, but it is actually slower than the Safari or whatever you call it. So speed-wise, what do we have on the Chiliad Challenge? Where's it gone? Astron is 1 minute 37, so it's not that much slower. You're looking at 6 seconds slower. So still a very fast performer off-road, and pretty quick around town as well with regards to SUVs. So that is all the Comets, right? So I would recommend all of these cars, purchase all of them. But which ones would I recommend in particular? Maybe not the Astron actually, but I might buy the Safari. I think that is a recommended vehicle. Probably the Retro just for looks and kind of customization. And finally, I mean, I would say not the SR, but no, I think it's going to be the Growler because for performance and customization, I think you can just make it look great. So those are the three that I would pick out. Notice I've not picked out the Neon because it's slippy on the corners and I couldn't manage racing very good, but it's still a very good car, one to consider. So yeah, those are probably the must-have Porsches if you want to capture everything about the Porsches in this game. So yeah, that's my Porsche garage. If you've enjoyed that, then do drop a like and a subscribe, and give me your comments on what you think of these cars. What have you found about them performance wise that I might not have found, that you might agree or disagree with? Oh, and dislike and unsubscribe if you found this terrible. And I am going to go on a bit of a sabbatical now, a bit of a rest, but thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. If you are playing Das GTA, especially my good friend Bums on Toast out there, shout out to him. Good work, Bums on Toast.